guys, today's video started out that I was going to make a diabetes themed one because this afternoon I'm getting a shiny new bit of diabetes equipment which I am incredibly excited for, but then diabetes started coming up in my Twitter feed and timeline about a new vaccine that's going to help cure it or something, so I thought, let's be relevant today, let's continue to be a relevant YouTuber. #relatable. So the video I'm making today is not actually about what I've seen on Twitter, it's not about what my diabetes equipment is that I'm getting, it's about the 4 main symptoms of diabetes, the 4 T's as Diabetes UK are trying to encourage people to remember it as. To be honest, there is nothing that I wouldn't have done to actually know that the symptoms that I was showing, because I showed all 4 of them quite dramatically, were actually diabetes symptoms because I had no idea what was going on. It was terrifying that all of this stuff was starting to happen and I was just kind of like, what? T number 1 is tired, literally feeling tired all of the time, no matter how hard or how much sleep you try to get, and even if you do manage to sleep, it just doesn't feel like you have any energy to stay awake whatsoever. In college, I often found myself trying to forcefully keep myself awake because I would just nod off in class, my eyes would be going and everything. T number 2 is thirsty. This is literally finding yourself drinking endless amounts of water or whatever liquid you can get hold of to kind of try and attempt to quench your thirst, but actually never feeling like that is something that is physically possible. So obviously if you're drinking a ridiculous amount of water, what's that going to mean? You're going to go to the toilet a lot, which funny enough is T number 3. I don't know why I've decided to display 3 like this. I'm going to stop doing that right now. Obviously if you've been drinking what feels to yourself like the entire contents of the planet, you are going to be going to the toilet an awful lot. You can trust me on this because my routine ended up being getting up every night between every half an hour to an hour, going to the toilet, drinking a bottle of water, and then the cycle continued like this because it was just endless. You couldn't stop yourself feeling thirsty, but then because you felt so thirsty you were drinking so much, so then you needed to go to the toilet and you just kind of couldn't get out of it and it sucked. I just didn't sleep, which is why it all links together. Apparently. A week before my actual diagnosis, we had a college trip up to London where we went to the National Galleries. Trust me, trying to find toilets in a place that is that huge is probably one of the worst things that you will encounter in your life. And your friends might also get bored of the "I need to go to the toilet, where's the toilet" kind of phrases that you will constantly be coming out with. And the last T, number 4, is thinner. Are you losing a lot of weight or do you just generally look a lot thinner than you usually would do? I said usually far too many times, that that's also become a weird word in making this video. For someone my age and height, I think the ideal weight I was told was somewhere between 8.5 and 9 stone. I weighed quite a bit under that. I was 6.5 stone when I went into hospital, so that was the biggest thing that showed for me, and I had no idea that was what it meant, which I would have really liked to know at the time, which is one of the reasons I've made this lovely little video. Hopefully it's been a bit more interesting than your typical sciencey revision style video trying to learn about diabetes. So the 4 T's of diabetes: toilet, tired, thirsty and thinner. They are so easy to remember and could potentially help someone diagnose something rather than actually getting to the state where they are stupidly ill and have to have a really long hospital stay, because trust me, that's really not pleasant. So if you show signs of diabetes, you are encouraged to make a doctor's appointment where they will do a very simple little finger prick test which will test your blood sugar. It'll be on something that looks like this, maybe a little bit different, and there is certain ranges. If it's something over 11 or 13, I think the number is, then you'll have other little tests done to help diagnose it. A normal person's blood sugar range, I think, is somewhere between 5.6 and 7 before a meal, and anything below 9 or 10. So that's if your pancreas works, which is good for you. So for the sake of science, I'm actually going to show you how to do a little blood test. You have a little finger pricker thingy which you pull and it does a thing, which I don't know how to explain, and put it on there, press it down, squeeze all of your blood out, which is the worst thing to do, especially when you have cold hands, and then the little drop of blood goes on the end of this strip, and it makes a really cute noise, which is really hard to hide when you're in class, by the way. And 3 seconds later, you will have your blood sugar result. I really hope that worked well on camera. And the last T, number 4, is thinner. I've done the thing again.